Hi and welcome back to another vlog. Today I thought I would sit down and talk to you about my current reads. It is more than this because I'm having a bit of a Kindle weekend, which I'm really loving. I definitely need a new cover for this Kindle because it doesn't have like anything to hold on to. So I'm currently reading 4 books, so it's not that bad. And it's Sunday and I thought we could spend the day seeing if I can finish some of these reads. I left off the last vlog by talking about the women of the Harlem Renaissance, which I've not read anything for because I've been reading this junker. This is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. I have only read Piranesi and I gave that 5 stars. One of my favorite books of 2021, I think. I am now 140 pages in, which is like literally nothing. I'm reading this for a book club. I will leave the information to that book club in the description down below if you would like to join us. We will have a live show on the 11th of August. So I do have a little bit of time to finish this because today is the 21st of July. So I don't have that much time. I'm not going to finish this in a week for sure, but we can talk a little bit about it and see how it feels, how I'm liking it. So far I'm enjoying it, but it's definitely a challenging read. It's very Dickensian and I always struggle with Dickens. He's not my favorite Victorian author by far and I find his writing complicated and difficult to follow. This is Dickens but with a society for magic, and we follow a society, the York Society of Magicians, and there is theoretical magic and practical magic. All these scholars practice theoretical magic and then they meet or find this man who, sad as he still, does practical magic which has not been done for centuries in England, and that man is called Mr. Norrell. This book has so many ginormous footnotes. I think there are 2 pages that are just a giant footnote. But also what I really love about this book is that it has illustrations. How cool is this? And of course Susanna Clarke's writing is great, but it's quite challenging, so I'm listening along with the audiobook. We've been introduced to a lot of characters and same experiences I have with Dickens. I'm not sure I really know any of them or I can really grasp their character. Like Mr. Norrell is the only one who I really get a feel for. In the first 100 pages we get a footnote that references to a book that a work that Mr. Norrell wrote together with his apprentice Jonathan Strange. We have not met Jonathan at all, but I guess we are going to meet him in the future. Mr. Norrell has done some practical magic, but with the help of something that I mean, I don't want to say, but he got the help from somewhere that you don't really want help from because it's dark and dangerous, and it becomes more magical right now. It's a fantasy book, but it feels like a Victorian novel, which I guess it kind of maybe Dickens meets Bram Stoker a little bit. Yeah, I'm just referencing some classics that I feel I have a similar vibe as this because it definitely feels like a classic. I cannot compare this to another contemporary written book that I've ever read. So I still have, this is about 1,000 pages, so I still have a lot to go on this one. And then for Austen July, I'm currently listening to Mansfield Park, which I kind of paused because I was reading this, but I still really want to finish that within timely fashion, preferably within this month because it's Austen July. And there is a whole bingo card for, or don't think it's a bingo card, it's just a list for Austen July prompts. One of them is just to read a novel by Jane Austen, which is Mansfield Park for me, and another one is I think to read an adaptation, but I'm on my Kindle reading The Particular Charm of Miss Jane Austen, which I think is a time travel book in which Jane Austen travels through our time and we follow a main character who works, I think, as a travel agent. She works for a company that rents out vacation homes in Bath, and she has an American friend that she has never met in real life. That American friend comes to Bath. They have a really lovely friendship, but I think she also at some point meets the time traveled Jane Austen, but she doesn't recognize her right away because a lot of people who are there in Bath for a Jane Austen event dress in Regency style clothes. It's really fun so far. I just could not resist a book that says a time traveling Jane Austen. Okay, so let's see the list of prompts for Austen July. I might try to combine a few of them, see what I can do. Okay, so the first one is read one of Jane Austen's main 6 novels, which I'm doing. Read something by Jane Austen that is not one of her main 6 novels. I don't think I will get to that. Read a non-fiction work about Jane Austen or her time. Also don't think I get to that. So this is going well. Read a retelling of a Jane Austen book or a work of historical fiction set in Jane Austen's time. I'm not sure if this book that I'm reading is a retelling. I am feeling that it might be a retelling of Persuasion because there's also kind of a romance in here, but I won't know that until I finished it, so this might count. And then read a book by a contemporary of Jane Austen, published between 1775 and 1817. Also, this could also count because this is set in Jane Austen's time as well, so it could count as well for the previous prompt. So it's not yet Victorian. I think we will get into the Victorian era, but it's still 1807 in the beginning of the book. Watch a direct screen adaptation of a Jane Austen book. I just went to the thrift store and found a copy of Mansfield Park, so a DVD of Mansfield Park for €1. And I know that's not the best adaptation, but I could still give it a go because I don't think I've watched the whole thing. So we'll see. Watch a modern screen adaptation or retelling of a Jane Austen book. Will I be watching Bridget Jones again? Maybe. I mean, if it counts for a prompt, then I'm doing it for this vlog, for a readathon, which I think justifies another rewatch of Bridget Jones. Mary is hosting some reading sprints for which she invited me. I think I might use those for this one, for the Harlem Renaissance book, because it has short stories, so I can divide short stories between the sprints. And then right now I'm going to read a little bit of this. Good morning. It is the 23rd of July. I have the house to myself today, as I did yesterday. Usually boy works a little bit more from home. He is at the office right now because he has lots of things to do. I promise I am a more involved partner most of the time, but yeah, I'm not really sure what he's doing these days because I'm a little bit focused on myself with the bookshop and everything. So in a few days I'm turning 30 and I don't know if it's just me, but being an adult, I don't know how to celebrate my birthday anymore. When I was a child, I just was so excited. I wanted all the parties. I wanted to see all my friends and water parks and the movies and everything. But also having a birthday in the summer. Like my birthday is on the 1st of August. 80% of the people I know is on holiday. And I never know how to celebrate my birthday like that. And usually I just end up not celebrating my birthday. It's so stupid. But yeah, probably will not celebrate my birthday again this year because I just literally don't know what I want. But what I do know is that a few days after my birthday there is going to be the book fair. So I cannot even do like a thing on my birthday that is like very energy heavy because I kind of need to save up spoons for the book fair. Not like because I have to, but because I want to. Turning 30 is a bit dramatic, at least for me. I think like having spent my 20s being sick and not just in survival mode. My entire 20s was in survival mode and I never got to go on like a crazy holiday, get like drunk without insane consequences, so I just didn't do it. My 20s were not my 20s as I think a lot of people have experienced their 20s. So turning 30 right now, it kind of feels more like turning 40. Also, I feel like I have not done anything with my life, which I know it sounds so complainy, like wow, I sound like such a whiner, but I kind of want to still do the things that I guess a lot of people get to do in their 20s. And I know I'm not alone. There are a lot of people in very different circumstances who don't get their 20s as some other people do. And I know it's a privilege to, I know, travel and to like do things without having a lot of responsibilities. Do really miss the freedom that I thought I would have in my 20s, which again, I know that the expectation in itself is a privilege, maybe more adjusting expectations, but I do just really want to have fun in my 30s, and I hope I will be allowed to have fun in the next decade. Yeah, also I know I'm making a big deal out of this, which it's not, it's just an age. But maybe that's why I'm not super excited for my birthday this year. Other things I should do. I've almost finished all the prep for the book fair. Just have to do some little details that there are like big things I still need to do, but it's more convenient to do them closer to the day. Like I need to make sure that the same products that I'm selling on the day are not also available on the website, because then I could sell something that I don't have anymore, and I don't want to send people messages that their order has to be cancelled. So I need to make sure that I do that day beforehand, and I need to kind of figure out what the best way is to do it, because it's of course an option that it doesn't get sold on the day of the fair, and then I do want it on the web shop again. So I need to make sure that all of that works out. But I do also want to update my website a little bit today, so I might do that today. I have 2 packages to ship, which I will also do today. Definitely want to do some more reading, because during the reading experience with Mary, I read more of the Women of the Harlem Renaissance, and I had some really good short stories. I think my favorite of the collection so far is, yeah, The Closing Door by Angelina Wells Grimke, in which we follow a teenage girl who moves in with, I think it's a distant relative and her husband, and they get some really devastating news, and the way that both happiness and trauma is combined and how that results into a human being is so fascinating in a short story. This is one of my favorite quotes. Have you ever, I wonder, known a happy person? I mean a really happy one. He is as rare as a white blackbird in this somber-faced world of ours. I have known 2 and only 2. They were Agnes, Milton and her husband Jim. Those are 2 people with whom she moves in. I love it, especially because you have like upbeat, positive characters, and you kind of see what happens to their psyche after tragedy. So yeah, that was a really, really good short story. Yeah, I don't want to rush it, just dipping in and out of this one. I am, I think, about 30% of the way through to the Jane Austen book, and right now it kind of started out as a rom-com, which I really love, like those vibes, love it, but now it's more feeling time travel sci-fi-esque, which clearly I'm enjoying less, especially because I don't know how believable it is, and it's fine if it's not believable, but then it still needs to be fun. And writing in this book is a tiny bit dry. Don't know how much I will keep on enjoying this book. Right now it feels like 3.5 kind of read. I'll get back to you once I finish that, because I do just really want to sit on the sofa and read after I've done some work for today. You know, and I said to you that I was gonna do multiple things today. I'm working on the website, and just this one thing where one button doesn't work, and usually, like, I'm not a perfectionist, I'm like, okay, I will move the button, but also it's a valuable button, so I want it to work. So now I'm in a customer service loop, and I already feel like it's ruining my entire day. I mean, it's not anyone's fault who works for customer service or anything like that. It's just, if anything breaks my brain, it is a website. I like making it look pretty, but making it work is a straight up nightmare. I don't know really, like, how do you stay positive when you have to do shit like this? Like, I don't know. Like, how do you say this? It is July 31st. I'm saying that right? Well, not that it matters that much. Tonight I have a family dinner because my birthday is tomorrow and my dad's birthday was last week, so we're celebrating it on the same evening. I'm making a cake, and I'm making, I think it's called a Battenberg cake. I don't make it very often because not a lot of people like the elements of the cake, but me and my dad have quite similar taste in sweets. It has apricot jam and marzipan, and those are 2 things that not a lot of people like, but we both love those elements. I really like the elements because it's like a little checker element within the cake. It's a lot of work to make, so I made the cakes. They are cooling right now, and then I have to do the building of the layers. Only unfortunate thing is that I ran out of food coloring, so I couldn't really distinguish the apricot and the strawberry flavors, so you will taste it but you won't really see it. That's unfortunate. It will still be good. I'm excited to have a little celebratory dinner tonight. Boy already gave me part of my birthday gift. He got Lord of the Rings Funkos. He got Merry and Pippin. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that that is a bit of a reference to the Hobbitses to my friends here on BookTube, so I really love that he got me that. And it is so warm today as well. I finished a Jane Austen book and ended up giving it 3 stars. I really like the idea of a time traveling Jane Austen. I thought this book was a little bit bland. The writing was quite dry, and usually when I read a book like this, like for the adventure, I want it to be a fast-paced book, the kind of book you just want to keep on reading, and I didn't feel like that with this book at all. So even though it was fun and I liked the characters, I didn't really enjoy the writing. And then I'm not having as great of a time with Mansfield Park as I had last time, because last time I gave it 5 stars and right now I'm just not really invested. Maybe it's not the kind of book that is great on a reread, it's just the kind of book you want to read once and experience. Yeah, I'm over halfway through with that one now, but I don't really have an inkling to pick it back up, which is sad. Something that is not sad is the books for Women in Translation month are getting in. The books for the Bookshop. I am doing a Women in Translation month restock. These books are from different countries, translated from different languages. I'll show you the 4 that came in yesterday and the rest will come in today. Poems by Sappho, so Greece, Russian poems in this beautiful Everyman Libraries hardback edition. The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende. I do have more Isabel Allende, and then Half a Lifelong Romance by Eileen Cheng, which is from China, and I have some from France, from Denmark. There is a blog portion on the webshop for recommendations. I will leave that in a link down below if you're curious to see what titles are added to the shop for Women in Translation month. What I will read myself, I was thinking, because I am going on holiday, so I wanted a bit of a light read. I got book 1 and 2 of the Claudine series by Colette. I mean, I am aware of the situation in which they were written, so I will keep that in mind once I'm reading them. Yeah, I think it could be fun to experience those books because they were so incredibly popular back in the day. Right now I'm reading A Proof, which is a fantasy romance. I think it's more fantasy than romance on my Kindle, but I'm having a good time with that. I kind of had an epiphany that I don't want to make TBRs anymore, just for a little while, because I've been reading based on TBRs for such a long time. I just made a collection of books that I've just been wanting to get to in my trolley, and whenever I feel like it, I will just pick a book from my trolley, have a different approach to reading, I guess. I still am going to make the vlogs for the classics because that is just a fun goal, but I don't really want to make set TBRs anymore, and let's see how that goes for the coming months. Have I finished any more of my reading? I have not. I have been reading romance, fantasy, it's just not anything that was a goal for this vlog, but you know what? I don't care. Today is my birthday, the book market is in a few days, and I'm just kind of not really putting any pressure on myself to do anything, to read anything. Of course I still have work, but I just want to go with the flow for a little bit. And yesterday evening I had a really lovely birthday dinner. My parents got me the gift that I really wanted, which was all my Kindle accessories. So they got me a new Kindle sleeve, which I will just use when I take it with me, and they got me the ultimate lazy girl Kindle set with a little stand that you can connect either to your sofa or to your chair or to your bed. Right now it's on the sofa. Yesterday evening I was laying down, put my Kindle on the stand, and it has a little clipper that turns the page for you, which is so chill. So all you have to do is just lay comfortably, clicking, screen in front of you, and you can read your book, which is kind of a dream come true, and which was fully inspired by TikTok, not going to lie. Boy got me a lot of gifts. He was so lovely. He gave me so many gifts that I could just notice how well he knows me. But he got 2 Lord of the Rings Funkos. He got Merry and Pippin, which is really sweet. I think I told you that in the previous clip. He got me these mini books of classic literature. They're so adorable. I've seen them in the bookstore, but I didn't know there's actually text within them, so there's pieces of Shakespeare plays and things like that actually in the mini books. It's so adorable. He also got me this book that sounds so interesting. It is A History of the Roman Empire in 21 Women, which of course is very much a me book. It's a non-fiction. It's basically, I think, what it says on the tin. Historical, feminist, non-fiction. The man knows me so well. Then he also got me this really cute crafty thing. And me and crafts is also very much on point. So this is, I think it reflects a little bit. But it is made of wood, I think. Wooden bloom craft. And it's like for your desk. It's so cute. So maybe I'll go make this during some readings friends in the future. The lovely Sarah got me Love by Toni Morrison. I have almost all my Toni Morrison books in this edition. And now my collection is complete because Sarah gave me the last one that I didn't own yet. This is about a group of women who all experienced the first feelings of love. And they're all obsessed with a man called Bill Cozy. Which, that name... that really sounds like another kind of name, but I think this was written before all of that. It says he shapes their yearnings for a father, husband, lover, guardian and friend. It's Toni Morrison, so I don't even need to know the plot. I know that I'm going to get something from it. From my aunt and uncle I got this really lovely notebook. And they visited my parents a few days ago and they left me a gift, which I think was so kind of them. It has like this rough texture. It's like a little bit of a bullet journal. It's so lovely. Don't know if you guys do this, but usually I allow myself some money to spend on something that I've wanted for a while, but that I just felt like was maybe a bit too expensive to buy. And then I allow myself to do so on my birthday. So I got a beautiful faux leather bag from Fable, which is a company from the UK that makes these really pretty bags. They also do a lot of embroidery, but those bags are really expensive. And I also just wanted a bag that I could use with any outfit. Yeah, really glad that I got myself a new bag. I think I will upload this video for tomorrow because I haven't uploaded a video in 2 weeks. And the next video on this channel will be all the preparations for the book fair, if I filmed enough for it, because I've been filming that video sporadically over the last few weeks. Hopefully I have enough footage, but I'll definitely try and film something on the day. And I will also ask Boy and my dad to film some clips for you guys. And maybe I can share some Instagram posts and selfies as well of people that I meet on the day itself. I will leave the website to the book fair in the description down below if you live in the Netherlands and if you would like to visit us. I would love to see you there. For now, thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope that you have a lovely day or evening. And I hope to see you in another video. Doei!